Alright, so today we have an iPhone 11 and it's pretty smashed up. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to put tape on the screen. That way, for one, it doesn't chop my fingers up, and two, it won't create such a mess. So, just going to lay some tape across the top like that. Then we'll get another piece. Sorry if that's loud. And that just happens to be really short. Okay, well, we'll get another little piece, because this will make a huge mess. And it'll chop my fingers up. So, we're just going to do this real quick. And then we'll start by taking these two screws out on the bottom. And these screws don't want to come out. That one doesn't. This one's just fine. Alright, so what I'm going to do is my little alcohol trick. I'm going to dab a little alcohol on that screw and let it seep down into the threads. I'm just going to do that one too. I'm going to screw it back in, and then there it comes. Comes on out. Works almost every time. And I say almost because there are some screws that just won't come out. But if you run into a problem where you can't get your screw out, don't keep forcing it. You'll end up stripping the screw or your driver. Just a little alcohol, screw it back in. Sometimes you may not even have to screw it back in. Alright, so now we're going to get up under the screen. Going to lift it out. Try to keep that tape on it. I do have it on a heat pad at 170. Work your way around the edges. Apply a little force to pull. And when you get up top, you can actually just wobble the screen back and forth and it'll come loose. Alright, let's see what we have inside. So this phone had been broken, thrown, and busted. She wasn't sure if there's anything else damaged, which by the looks of it, it doesn't appear to be anything damaged. The screen is turning on. Let me put this alcohol back up. There's 3 screws here for this plate. We'll need a tri-wing driver. We'll just get these 3 removed. Remove that plate, and then we'll hit that battery connector. Now we got 5 screws on this plate. And if you're wondering why I don't use my electric screwdriver on these, it just has too much torque and it strips these screws. I wish it had a mode where I could select it to low speed, but there is not. So we do them by hand. Pop these connectors loose. 1, 2, and if you follow the cable, you can do this yourself. You follow that cable, you can see that it's connected to right here. Pop that loose. Alright, so we got the heat going. Set this to the side. And then we'll get these screws out. And this is a 4-way. I don't know why I was trying to do it with the other one. Keep that heat going. You got 3 screws around the speaker, and then you got 1 at the top near the sensors right here. Now we're going to pull this back just like that. You have this little metal plate here. And what I like to do is, this is very difficult to go on. I will take my needle nose tweezers and I will put it in there and open this up a little bit, because these are just hard to get on. Just open it up a little bit, make it easier, a little bit wider, so when we put it back together it won't be as difficult to put in. So we're going to check the screen to see if it has the plastic housing around it. If it does, we don't need that housing, and it does, we can just pull the sensors out. So it has the plastic housing for all the sensors. So we can just lift the sensors out of here. Just do it very carefully. Get up under them, around them. Take your tweezers and just pull gently. You don't want to pull too hard. You may rip something. Usually go from the side and just push on it. And there you go. There's all your sensors. We'll just we'll see if we can pull some data off of this screen. So what I have here is a tool that allows you to keep your info from the screen. Plug it in, press read. So now that we have the information, we can toss that in the recycle bin. And then we'll press write after we plug the new screen in. And what that's going to do is it's going to send the data from the screen to this one. And we're all set. I'll set that back to the side. And we will put these sensors back into place on the new screen. Just take your time, press them back in. Now here's the hardest part, at least for me, putting this back on correctly. That's not right. Try it again. There we go. Flip this back over. We'll start putting our screws in. Let's just go ahead and put this little one in at the top. Now that'll hold it. I'm going to get the rest of these in. And number 2. 2, or I guess number 3. And last one. So now we're going to just test it to make sure the screen does function properly. Put these connectors on, make sure they clip in the right way. Sometimes they'll clip in, but they won't be all the way. You'll hear a click, just like that. Get this back down in here. You'll hear the click, and then we'll just move these out the way and we'll plug it back in and we will turn it on. Test the screen. And once we test it, we can go ahead and put the plates back on. Just going to cover the screen because I'm unsure what is on it. Make sure there's no sensitive information, or just like there is now, it's a picture of a family, so we're going to just cover that. Everything works fine. And then we're going to, okay, we'll just put it like that. Alright, so we're going to put these plates back on. Get them lined up. Get my screw on my screwdriver. It is magnetized, so it makes it a lot easier to get these screws to hold on to it. At the end of the day, I just place them on a magnetic strip that I have sitting over here on the wall. I just hang my tools up on it. That way I never have to worry about, are they going to be magnetized or not. I do have some little magnets that I sometimes put on my screwdriver if I need to. Sometimes bigger screws just don't want to hold on. Alright, so now that we got those in place, we'll just set this to the side like that. Be careful not to rip your cables. You don't want to push them, just shove them over, but just be gentle and move them. Two more screws to go for the inside. And the last screw. Whoop. We'll put it back together. I'm just going to shut it off for right now. That way, don't have to keep covering the screen or blurring anything out in post. So we'll just run our fingers down the side. You can tell that it is bent. You can see there's a bow in it right here. Doesn't seem to be affecting the screen. So let's get these last screws in. There's one. And there's two. Go ahead and screw those in. And there's the iPhone 11. go ahead and just wipe it. A little dirty. Clean it up a little bit for them. Wet wipe. And there's your iPhone 11 screen replacement. If you like the videos, please share, like, and hit the notification bell. Thank you.